Wow, my heart.
Hi, welcome to Jabbing with Rita. And today we're going to take on the patrons' request through the poll. How do I find my creative juju? How do I find my purpose? How do I find my authentic self? That's a term that gets thrown around a lot lately. Be authentic, be your authentic self, that kind of thing. And it's just another way of saying be real. Okay, get real. And what that means is put your ego away. Now get real. What you really think. Don't tell me what you want me to hear. What you think I think. Tell me what you really think. That's being authentic. Okay? You state what's wrapped on your heart, what comes trippingly off the tongue. And you be righteous about it. And if you're wrong, well, you'll be shown. And it won't hurt too bad either. Yeah. it'll, it'll feel like it because you twisted yourself up in knots about it. But as soon as you let go, it'll all work out perfectly. And we are shown this time and time and time again. So Dr. Murphy used to talk about this a lot uh, in the sense of, what do you love to do? So back then he would use the example of one of his patients that came to him, and she was depressed and taking the little blue pill. Back then that was Valium. And they were writing those scripts out right and left for the housewives. They were all unhappy. Okay. And he was like, put the little blue pill away. What do you like to do? And this woman was like, well, I like flowers. I like to arrange flowers. Okay, well, go take some classes and arrange flowers. And her husband was very much the businessman, and she was really good at it. And some neighbors started asking, would you mind doing flower arrangements for our daughter's wedding? And he noted this, and so he's like, well, let's start a business. You arrange them, and I'll run the business. And that's what they did, and they became very successful in doing that. They weren't seeking to do that. It just came to them, okay? Because she was expressing herself. Now, it's different for everyone. Sometimes you express yourself and you still get, you know, everything you need, but you're not going to be wildly successful like they were. Most times you are. It's how are you going to deal with it? Are you going to turn it into a business? Well, then you need somebody who loves business because you love arranging flowers. Okay? Maybe you have an interest in business and would like to grow that. Then you would work with your partner, your husband, or whatever, and learn those things because that's what they spent their time learning. Okay? Everybody has siloed themselves off in learning something about something. And some people are learning something because they think it will bring them a lot of money and not because they love it. This happens all the time where, you've been studying like dental hygiene to be a dental hygienist, but you don't really want to do that. You really want to be something else. You really want to be a musician. Don't bother with that. Go be a musician. Okay, well, easier said than done, lady. Don't worry about it. Everything that you need will come to you. Okay, in some way, shape, or form. You will be provided everything you need to express God authentically, your way. That's why they called themselves followers of the way. There's only one way, yours. Okay? It's that old paradox. That clump of snow outside is a clump of snow made up of individual snowflakes, each one unique and perfect. Okay? They're all different, yet they're all the same. Okay? That paradox. You have to rise up to see they're all the same. It's snap. Okay? You get down to the details, but they're all unique and perfect and beautiful, aren't they? Yeah, they are. And it's understanding that heat expands and cold retracts. So you need to apply some heat, apply some loving, and that'll heat it up. And it'll start growing and expanding. Ooh. I know, it's November, but I had to because I only get to wear them once a year, and I love my cousin it. I always have. But anyways, off topic. But anyways, uh, it, finding your authentic self is understanding who you were before you came here. Okay, you didn't take any thought. And I've had a patron comment that she's had this message given to her. Take no thought. When you were first made, you loved them. You followed them around. You named everything they made. You were just loving it. Oh, look, a tree. I'm calling it a chestnut. Mm-mm. This is great. You guys are the greatest. This is great. And it was all delicious and wonderful and lovely. And you weren't taking any thought. Consciousness thought it of something it wanted to present. Imagination shaped it out of consciousness, and consciousness presented it to the man, and he named it. Okay. And he loved them for giving him something to name. And anything he wanted to eat was there. Have a drink, okay. But he wasn't feeling, because feeling is love. Feeling, okay, that's life. The feeling is love, and that's life. That's what gives life. Love, attention. You're heating it up. So, what do you heat up on? What really gets you going? Is it you love soccer? Is it you love history? Everybody has something that they love to do, that they usually say, I'm going to hurry up and do this work so I have time to go do this thing that I love to do. Now, some people don't know what that is. And some people have been doing mundane tasks and come to love them, like cooking or organizing or cleaning. It's different for everyone. Everyone has something that they love. And if it was all in harmony, it would all be working out perfectly, but we're in the process of rising up to that harmonization. So when that happens, you got a whole bunch of them looking at it different ways. And pretty soon it starts becoming harmonized. Okay, and the higher up it goes, it harmonizes. And it just, that's just the way it is. So when you're seeking your purpose, you can ask, of course, and you will be given an answer. What is it that I am supposed to do? What is it that you want me to do? Because you're expressing God. You're expressing Him. Tell me, how I'm supposed to express you. So, some people just love colors. And they like to sew, and they'll get different colors and makes quilts. You know, there's people who like to make nothing but quilts. There's other people who love to make clothes. My mother was a master seamstress. I could take her a picture of a dress that I wanted, and she could have a pattern cut out by the end of the day. And the next day, we'd be going to the cloth store to look through the patterns and see if there was anything there, you know, and at all the cloths. And she knew all the cloth stores all over the place. You know, if you wanted special satins or silks, we went downtown to the Hollywood one, um, Southern Fabrics, and then we would go to Joann's or uh, places like that for other kinds of cloths and, you know, for quilting kind of things. And it's just, what do you love? My mother loved uh, to bake wedding cakes. She didn't really care for cooking, but she loved to bake wedding cakes, and she would do that. You know, and her sewing made her lots of money. She was such a hoot. She made a whole bunch of, well, stripper outfits, which were just basically little bikinis that you could just, you know, pull off because they connected with Velcro. She had them connected with Velcro, and little tops, you know. And so she did some like with Texas on them because it's rodeo time. You know, some of them were like, you know, Christmas and Halloween and Thanksgiving, and they just loved her. And she'd go to the back door and knock on the door, and they, oh, it's Carol, let her in, let her in. Yeah. And they just loved her to bits. And she loved doing it for them. They were very appreciative of it, you know, and she charged them a fair price, and they just adored her. Some people will look back, well, yeah, I love doing that, but I really don't want to do that anymore. I don't feel that urge to do that kind of thing. And you just, because you've been consciously made aware that, you know, it works really great with the things you love to do because it's not work. You know, you're applying heat to something that you love. And this is the natural way of being. This is what God wants you to do. You know, so if you love baking, then it's baking. And you bake and you give the extra away. And you share your recipes and your ideas and your tips and tricks. You know, if it's that kind of thing. You know, for me, it's always been looking at the big picture and seeing, you know, how individuals and therefore crowds move and react and respond, you know, and what happens to that with that. And so for me, it's always been writing, 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 writing. I was writing poems when I was a kid, and I really liked that. I won several poetry contests. You know, I did the, uh, you know, psychology uh, display at a college level science fair when I was in the seventh grade and won. You know, those kinds of things uh, were really um, things that I did well at and I loved doing, you know, but I wasn't burning to be a psychiatrist or psychologist or any of that. I wanted to be an actress. And I wanted to be a great actress, okay? Not the star. I wanted to be the great character actor, you know, the one that supports everyone else in the show, that cements it all together. That one. The one that people walk away in the story and they never forget that one. The Spencer Tracy, you know. I really loved Spencer Tracy. He was great. And he always seemed to play those characters. But it's understanding that. And you just do the best you can with what you have and know. For example, in The Sandlot, the movie The Sandlot, are these 9 boys who love baseball. And for 2 of them, they love it. Like, love it, love it, love it. And one becomes a pro ball player, and the other one becomes a sports announcer. They both love it in their own way. One went the extra mile to have the body and do the work and become the ball player, and the other one knew that he loved the mind game of it, and he loved dissecting it and seeing where all the pieces went and how they played and worked together, and he loved talking about that in sport. Okay, and so that's what he did, and they were both quite successful at the end of the movie in what they do. You know, you can just go try different stuff. If you're not sure, you'll be led to it, but you have to ask if you're not sure, and let your authentic self tell you himself, because you're expressing him. How do you want me to express you? Is it in my music? And it's in your life. How do you want me to express you in life? I want you to imagine that the person that you're with, your significant other, your special person, your friends, whatever, are the best. That's what I want. I want you to love everyone. I want you to love everyone and know I'm going to take good care of you, and that you don't have to do anything. You can go play your ukulele. You can go be in love with each other. And don't you worry. It will all work out perfectly. It always does. And it always will. So I hope this helps you find your authentic self. It's right there inside you. It's God. He expresses you. Now he wants you to express him. And you do it any way you want, sweetheart. That's your free will choice. You get to express yourself any way you want. Come on, express yourself. Woohoo! And maybe that's making people laugh. Maybe that's, making babies. Maybe that's kissing them and hugging them and telling them how beautiful and wonderful they are. Maybe it's just loving people. Maybe it's just helping a brother out and giving him a hand up. Those are the things you love to do. Those are the things that make you feel good. Okay? Well, don't stop doing it. Just because somebody yelled at you for giving to a beggar, you go ahead, and you tell them, I know you're going to live your best life ever. Blessings to you. And it may look bad now, but it's always getting better. Yeah. Love you, and keep on going. Appreciate those who are out there, and everyone out there will appreciate you too. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you for being you.